ball, maybe? A hospital band? Condiment pack?
Different forms of plastic.
This is a piece of a Rubik's Cube.
All found in Lake Ontario.
There's 25,000 storm drains in the city. So if this is what's in one drain in 2 weeks, you can imagine how much is really entering through stormwater.
Dr. Christy Tyler is a co-director of the Lake Ontario Center for Microplastics in Human Health, a research center supported by a $7.3 million grant to study the life cycles of microplastics and how they move in the Great Lakes freshwater ecosystem.
Plastic breaks down in the environment. And I think we hear that plastic lasts forever, and it degrades really pretty slowly, but it does break down. So once it's out in the environment, the UV radiation from the sun, waves in the lake or the wind, they start to chemically and mechanically break it down.
Dr. Tyler's students at the Rochester Institute of Technology spearheading the environmental breakdowns of microplastics for the project. Under a microscope, they separate organic water and soil from the Lake Ontario samples to see just how many microplastics are in the water we use every day.
We filtered them out. We filtered the samples out onto a gridded filter so that we can see what we're looking for.
Size, shape, and color. All identifiers Professor Edding Sass has trained his eyes to look out for.
Plastics is not just one thing. There are many types of plastics. And we need to know, A, is it a plastic? And then B, we want to know what type of plastic do we have. This white piece has a good chance of being a plastic fragment that's going to there. So it's kind of white, almost clearish, but you can see how it's more jagged.
We're dealing with this influx of plastic at the same time that we're dealing with climate change. And so that's what we're trying to understand is how do those interact? And then how is it going to affect us and our health?
We know that they get into organisms, we know they get into our bodies, but how they affect the body is really unknown, and we really need to put those pieces together. So it is really scary to think about the amount of plastics that's coming into our bodies.
Questions turning into answers at the University of Rochester Medical Center.
We're essentially going to be taking some of the tadpoles, and we're going to have a treatment group where we expose them to some UV-stained microplastics. And then we're going to have a control group that isn't exposed to any microplastics.
Plastics less than 5 millimeters big, already proving a much larger issue for human health.
We know that they impair the immune system, so we know that already. We also know that some plastic that have been going in the liver can stay more than a week inside the liver.
This one is an intestine.
We're really trying to look at what type of mechanism is involved.
And we as humans, we're ingesting them, inhaling them, getting into dermal contact. We don't want to wait until we figure out it's carcinogenic and everyone is dead before we do something about it. So it's really important that we research this now.
Dana Damiani, Spectrum News.